Hello friends and welcome back to the Brioche series. This is video number 3, Biesting or Bienenstich in German. Today I'll show you how to make this delicious German brioche cake filled with diplomat cream and topped with caramelized almonds. This video does not include the recipe for the brioche dough. I covered that in my first brioche video and I don't want this to become half an hour long. So once you got your brioche dough, you'll need some equipment, a couple of bowls, a whisk, spatula, a rolling pin, scales, and we'll need a tin to bake the brioche Biesting in. And you'll need a couple of pots as well. You'll also need a fine grater like this microplane. Now on to the ingredients. We'll need 550 grams of brioche dough. Then for the topping, we'll need sliced almonds, sugar, butter, some honey, some milk. For the filling, we'll need some milk, butter, sugar, a couple of eggs, some corn flour. Need some orange zest, but you can use vanilla paste or some lemon zest also. And lastly, a bit of double cream and gelatin. And like I said before, you'll need 550 grams of brioche dough. If you want to learn how to make brioche, check out my first video on the brioche series. We are using this dough after it's been fermented and chilled in the fridge overnight. So grab your dough straight from the fridge, flour your surface, flour your dough, and we'll start rolling it out to the desired shape. I'm using a 25 centimeter or 10-inch wide tart tin, so that's the size I want to roll this out to. And as always, you'll find all the details and measurements with metric and imperial units down in the description box. What I like to do is start off patting the dough out by hand and then finish it with a rolling pin. And then check for size using the tart tin. Now the tart case that I'm using is not very deep, so I want my paper to be quite high, otherwise the caramelized almonds will bubble over and ruin your oven. Trust me, I've done this before. So if you have a shallow tin like that, make sure you have a big edge on your paper. It took me 3 tries to make this damn video, so I've made all the mistakes so you don't have to. So once your brioche dough has been rolled out, it's been placed in the tart tin nice and snug, cover it up, we'll leave it to proof. It should take around 2 hours or so. And while that is fermenting, we can make the topping and the filling. So starting with the topping, get your butter in a pan, add the sugar, add the milk, and also add the honey. Leave the almonds on the side for now, and bring everything over to the hob. Next, for the creme pat. In a pot, add the milk, the sugar, and the butter. And then, in a separate bowl, combine the eggs, the sugar, the corn flour, and the orange zest. And like I mentioned before, you can use various flavorings. You can use some lemon zest, you can use some vanilla paste. But once it's all in the bowl, grab your whisk and whisk until smooth. Now you could leave this in the bowl, but I'll pour it in the jug and you'll see why in a minute. Now once everything's nicely prepped, let's get over to the stovetop and start cooking. And you could do this easily all at once, so get both the pots on medium to high heat. So in the larger pot, I have the milk, butter and sugar, that's for the creme pat or custard. The small pot is for the topping with some sugar, butter, honey and milk. The almonds on the side for the small pot, and we have temperature probe, it's very important. And the jug is for the creme pat. We have the eggs, sugar, the orange zest and the corn flour in there. Let's just let everything simmer nicely. We want the milk to come up to a rolling boil. And the small pot, where we're making the caramel for the almonds, that needs to come up to 110 degrees Celsius. And that's 230 Fahrenheit. Once it comes up to that temperature, take it off the heat. And be careful because this stuff is super hot and sticky. And always keep an eye on your milk, because that doesn't boil until it overboils. Now we can add the almonds to the caramel, and that's it. That's the almond topping done. Simple as that. Bring everything up to 110 degrees, add the almonds, finito. Now when it comes to creme pat, all the pastry chefs out there will be screaming at me for doing this. Normally, what you're supposed to do is add a little bit of the hot milk into the egg mix and whisk it in there just to temper the egg mix so it doesn't curdle. But I like to skip that step. I just pour my egg mix straight into the milk, whisking vigorously and pouring really slowly. Make sure the heat is down low, you don't want this to cook very quickly. And just pour and whisk until all the egg mix has been incorporated into the milk and everything's nice and thick. The most important thing is to not have the milk boiling, it just needs to simmer. because if you add the eggs to the boiling milk, then they will most likely curdle and you'll end up with scrambled eggs. But this looks about right, and it took us no more than 10 minutes to make all of this. So here's the almond topping. It has a nice light brown color. It's quite runny, and that's what we want. It will color in the oven later on. And here's the creme pat. It's nice and thick, it's smooth. The lumps you see there are from the orange zest. Now get the creme pat in a bowl, cover it up with cling film, make sure it's touching, otherwise it will form a skin on top. And this needs to go into the fridge until it's completely cold. When it comes to the almond topping, you don't want this to get cold, you want it to be runny. If it's cold, it will be very difficult to spread on top of the brioche later on. So just cover it up and leave it in a warm place in your kitchen. Now 1 hour before you bake the brioche, preheat your oven to 180 degrees C with a fan off. And look at this, the brioche is ready, nice and puffed up. And now all we have to do is spread the almond topping all over it. You gotta be quite gentle at this point, go real slow, spread it over evenly. The brioche is fermented, it's puffed up, it's full of air, it's quite fragile. And if you add too much topping in one spot, it will sink down. So patience is key here. Just add little by little and spread it out slowly with a spatula. And get a nice even layer all over the top. Now before we get it in the oven, one note on baking. Whilst you are baking, sometimes the brioche will want to bubble up in one spot. And the bubbles may burn, so you need to poke it with a knife to deflate the bubble if that happens. I got lucky with this one. So 25-30 minutes later, we have a nice, even, beautifully golden brown brioche topped with almonds. Now we'll leave this in the tin to cool down. Leave it for at least 1 hour, otherwise it will be impossible to slice properly. And 1 hour later, it's nice and cool, we can remove it from the tin. Right, this is the next crucial moment. You need to slice it carefully in half, horizontally. Use a serrated knife for best results. Now when you slice it, try to go right down the middle, don't go too high, otherwise the top will tend to break up if you try to handle it later on. Try and get the layers evenly sized. And don't rush it, go slowly. Patience is key when you're making stuff like this. One time I did slice it too high and the top layer was really thin. I couldn't even pick it up without breaking it, but this one's just about right. Now we can leave this on the side and start preparing our filling. We need to turn the creme pat or custard into diplomat cream. So grab your creme pat out of the fridge, it should be completely cold and set, and get your double cream and your gelatin. We'll add the gelatin later on. For now, add your double cream into a bowl and whisk it until it gets thick. But do not over whisk it. You want to whisk it until it only starts getting thick. If you over whip this now, it will split later on. So you don't want it to be light and fluffy, you just want it to be thick and solid. Now grab a spatula and mix up the creme pat. You want it to be smooth. And then once you're happy with that, add it to the whipped cream. And then using that same spatula, just fold them together until they're nice and combined. Again, don't use your whisk at this point because your cream might get over whipped. So we can cover this up and leave it on side for now. Now we want our diplomat cream to set in between the layers of brioche, so we need to add some gelatin. So dissolve the gelatin into 3 times the amount of water. You'll see that it's still grainy. We don't want this to be grainy, so we need to melt it. To melt it, we'll use a double boiler or bain-marie. Just quite simple. It's just a pot with about an inch of water in the bottom, boiling water that is. Then you place a bowl over the top, make sure the bowl is not touching the water, and add your gelatin to that. There's no skills involved here, just add your gelatin to the hot bowl and wait for it to melt completely. And once all the gelatin grains have dissolved, take it off the heat and we'll be adding it to our creme pat. Now at this point you want to use your whisk again, because we'll be whisking you vigorously to incorporate all the gelatin into the mix. And you want to move quickly now, otherwise gelatin will start setting on top of the cold cream. So as soon as the gelatin has been added, whisk it properly. Make sure everything is well combined. And that's the diplomat cream. Easy, right? So there's just a couple of steps in the process left. Get your brioche base back into the tart tin. Get the top out of the brioche and slice it. Yes, we are keeping the bottom whole and slicing the top. You'll find out in a minute why. Ideally cut it into 8, that's a decent portion size. And if you do more pieces, they would be smaller and you would risk breaking the brioche up. And again, use a serrated knife for best results. Go real slow, there's no rush. You don't want the nice almond topping to be falling off and breaking up on you. Now once the top's been all cut up, get the bottom part of the brioche and fill it with the cream. You can add all the cream, but I kept a little bit back for another project. Just start by placing it right in the middle, big dollops, and then spread it out evenly all over. You want to spread it just to the edge, don't go too far, otherwise it'll squish out as you place on the top part. And that's the last step, we need to add the top back onto the cake. Do 4 pieces at a time, otherwise you might end up misaligning them. Just pick it up carefully, place it on top. Press down very lightly, you don't want to squish any of the cream out. And we need to get it in the fridge to cool down completely for around 2 hours. This will be enough time for the filling to set completely. A removable bottom on your tart tin comes in handy at this point, but don't worry if you don't have one. Just use some parchment paper in the bottom and lift it up using that. And now all we need to do is cut it. And the reason why we cut the top and didn't cut the bottom is because obviously if you press too hard on this, you might squish the cream out the sides. But if you were to cut the top and the bottom, it will be near impossible to align them anyway. So once again, using serrated knife, go nice and slow, cut it following the lines and make sure you wash your knife in between cuts. And that's the bee sting. A little bit more complex recipe, but well worth the effort. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, write them down in comments. Check out my brioche playlist, which I'll link at the end of this video. And subscribe if you haven't already. I have many more interesting bread videos coming up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.